Look closely at the world as it actually is, not as you were taught to believe it should be. Life has never been fair and it never will be. The kind are often stepped over, the loyal are quietly betrayed, and the honest are frequently replaced by those who understand something colder and more precise. The truth that no one likes to admit is that the world does not reward effort or purity of heart. It responds to leverage. It obeys power. Every day, without spectacle or warning, someone nearby is advancing while you hesitate. A colleague smiles while collecting credit meant for you. A friend listens while measuring themselves against your progress. A relative nods in support while preparing quiet resistance. Life is not loud about this. It is a silent contest unfolding behind polite faces. And if you do not understand the rules, you are not outside the game. You are the piece being moved. Centuries ago, a sharp observer of human nature watched this pattern repeat itself endlessly. He saw rulers rise through precision and collapse through trust. He witnessed loyalty dissolve the moment it became inconvenient. He studied why certain men shaped the world while others were consumed by it. He understood that complaining changes nothing and fairness is irrelevant to outcome. If that mind were alive now, it would not seek approval or plead for understanding. It would move quietly, letting others believe they were winning while control remained elsewhere. The essence of power has not changed. Only the setting has. To understand power, the first discipline is restraint. Never allow yourself to be fully visible. The moment your inner workings are exposed, advantage disappears. Strengths invite imitation. Weaknesses invite pressure. When people can predict you, they can manage you. Most are not invested in your success. They are observing your boundaries. When they know your fears, intentions, and patterns, they can limit you effortlessly. Influence thrives in uncertainty. When your thoughts are opaque, attention sharpens, curiosity grows into caution. Silence becomes weight. Speak less, reveal selectively, and allow ambiguity to work on your behalf. What remains private stays protected. Emotional control is the next line of defense. The instant emotion takes the lead, authority vanishes. Anger signals vulnerability. Desperation announces leverage. When reaction replaces composure, manipulation becomes easy. Calmness, on the other hand, unsettles. It absorbs provocation without yielding position. While others thrash in turbulence, stillness holds ground. Those who remain unmoved force the environment to adjust around them. This is not indifference, it is mastery. When you govern your reactions, you deny others access to your levers. Power deepens when dependence forms. Respect does not grow from affection, it grows from necessity. Those who can replace you feel free to disregard you. Those who rely on you think twice. Influence consolidates when your absence creates difficulty. Become the source of something others quietly need. A solution, an insight, a connection, a skill that cannot be replicated easily. Approval is fragile. Usefulness endures. Dependency is not announced. It operates silently, shaping behavior without confrontation. Visibility must be managed with care. The world rewards those who understand presentation. Direct exposure invites resistance. Intention revealed too early attracts interference. Sometimes strength must be concealed behind approachability. Sometimes ambition must be disguised as ease. This is not deceit for its own sake. It is survival through timing. Those who display their full force prematurely are neutralized before momentum forms. Those who appear predictable while calculating ahead remain untouched. Initiative determines position. Hesitation creates vacancy. Opportunity does not wait for certainty. The first decisive move defines the frame others must respond within. Acting at the right moment reshapes the terrain. This does not mean reckless aggression. It means readiness. When openings appear, claim them. When pressure builds, redirect before collapse. Momentum belongs to those who move while others analyze. Reputation is the outer shell of authority. It enters spaces before you do. Once damaged, leverage dissolves quickly. Perception hardens faster than truth. Those who understand power protect their name relentlessly. They avoid conflict that diminishes stature and amplify outcomes that reinforce strength. When the image holds, challenges soften. When the image fractures, attacks multiply. Plans lose power when shared. Silence preserves motion. Announcing direction invites obstruction. Advancement works best when revealed only after completion. By the time movement is noticed, reversal should be impossible. Concealment is not fear, it is efficiency. Absence sharpens interest. Distance restores value. When presence is not guaranteed, it becomes meaningful. This is the foundation. Power begins where visibility ends, where emotion is governed, where usefulness replaces approval, and where movement is deliberate rather than explained. Enemies are inevitable. The moment your position shifts, resistance forms somewhere nearby. This is not misfortune, it is confirmation. Those who fear opposition misunderstand power. Those who know how to use it convert resistance into elevation. An enemy is not merely an obstacle. An enemy is a signal. Their attention reveals where your influence is felt. Their hostility exposes where your advantage is growing. Rather than reacting with anger, observe. Their attacks outline your pressure points and highlight areas requiring reinforcement. Their fixation proves relevance. Indifference would be far worse. Those who rise intelligently do not rush to eliminate opposition unless necessary. They allow adversaries to exhaust themselves. While others waste energy plotting and reacting, the disciplined advance quietly. Over time, success becomes the response. Achievement disarms resentment more effectively than confrontation. Victory without engagement preserves momentum and denies satisfaction to those seeking reaction. Loyalty, often praised as sacred, is one of the most unstable elements in human behavior. People remain loyal only while alignment benefits them. Circumstances change, incentives shift. The wise acknowledge this without bitterness. Loyalty should be recognized, even rewarded, but never trusted blindly. Dependence outlasts devotion. When someone's position, progress, or security relies on you, allegiance stabilizes. Trust rooted in kindness alone dissolves quickly under pressure. Trust reinforced by structure endures. Never anchor your stability to promises. Prepare for fluctuation. Keep alternatives visible only to yourself. When betrayal occurs, respond without drama. Replacement is cleaner than reconciliation. Power does not pause for disappointment. It adapts and continues forward. Approval must never be distributed freely. Security breeds complacency. When individuals feel guaranteed access or favor, effort declines. Strategic leaders cultivate subtle competition. Not cruelty, but selectivity. Attention becomes currency. Recognition becomes incentive. When people sense that relevance must be maintained, performance sharpens. This dynamic sustains intensity without overt force. The environment regulates itself. Silence remains one of the most underestimated tools available. Speech reveals. Silence conceals. When you speak, you narrow possibilities. When you remain quiet, others speculate. Speculation breeds uncertainty. Uncertainty creates caution. In discussion, silence invites disclosure. In conflict, it drains momentum. In negotiation, it draws concessions. Words are permanent. Silence is flexible. Those who speak sparingly command gravity when they do. Threats must be addressed early. Neglected problems multiply. Minor disrespect grows into challenge. Small opposition becomes organized resistance. Waiting for clarity often allows threats to mature. Decisive action early prevents escalation later. This does not require public destruction. Quiet removal is sufficient. Influence cut off early never regains traction. Mercy toward growing danger becomes self-harm. Not every conflict deserves attention. Energy is finite. Reacting to every provocation fractures focus. Those without direction chase every slight. Those with direction choose their engagements. Before responding, measure outcome. Does this advance position or merely satisfy emotion? Satisfaction fades. Position compounds. Walk away from distractions. Let others exhaust themselves on irrelevance. Strength must be displayed consistently, especially during difficulty. Vulnerability broadcast invites pressure. This does not mean denial. It means containment. Recover privately, present stability publicly. The image of resilience discourages challenge. Those seeking weakness find none and retreat. Perception governs interaction long before truth enters the room. True power accumulates quietly. Those who announce progress attract interference. Those who move in silence build uncontested. Skills acquired privately cannot be stripped publicly. Alliances formed discreetly cannot be disrupted easily. When strength surfaces suddenly, resistance has no time to form. The quiet ascent is the most secure ascent. Fear, when used sparingly, maintains order. Comfort invites testing. Awareness of consequence enforces boundaries without explanation. This does not require aggression. Consistency suffices. When oversteps are met with immediate response, behavior adjusts. Hesitation invites repetition. Predictable enforcement prevents escalation. Information is leverage. Control its flow and outcomes follow. Oversharing dissolves advantage. Precision preserves it. Reveal only what directs perception favorably. Withhold what exposes strategy. Misdirection diverts opposition while progress continues elsewhere. Those who control narrative shape reality. Those who surrender it react endlessly. Weakness must be removed swiftly, within circles and within self. Indecision, excuse-making, disloyalty drain momentum. Tolerating it signals acceptance. Cut decisively. Replace without explanation. Progress requires clarity. Clarity demands removal of obstruction. Unpredictability maintains dominance. Patterns invite control. Variation denies it. Alter routines. Shift responses, change timing. Those attempting to anticipate you fail repeatedly and withdraw. Mystery frustrates calculation. Calculation failing repeatedly produces caution. Legacy is not volume, it is endurance. Noise fades, structure remains. Influence that survives absence defines power. Build systems, standards, and positions that persist without presence. When departure does not erase impact, authority is complete. Power is not seized in moments. It is assembled through discipline, silence, and strategic movement. Those who understand this do not rush. They position, and when they move, the world adjusts. Power is not sustained by force alone, but by rhythm and restraint. Those who endure understand timing. They know when to press and when to withdraw. Advancement is not constant motion. It is controlled acceleration followed by deliberate stillness. The pause is not weakness. It is recalibration. It allows others to reveal intent while you remain unreadable. Stillness draws attention. Attention invites error from those who mistake silence for absence. The disciplined individual learns to manage visibility. Presence is applied strategically, not habitually. When you are everywhere, you are nowhere. When you appear selectively, each entrance carries weight. People notice tone, posture, cadence. They listen because scarcity sharpens perception. This applies to speech, movement, and access. You decide when you are available. You decide when you are not. This control conditions respect without demand. Those who seek dominance through intimidation alone burn quickly. Fear without structure collapses into rebellion. But boundaries reinforced through consistency cultivate order. When consequences are predictable and proportional, resistance dissolves quietly. Authority becomes environmental rather than personal. People adjust behavior automatically. There is no need for repeated enforcement when expectations are clear and unwavering. Every environment contains currents. Some pull forward, others pull down. Learn to identify which is which. Align with momentum. Detach from stagnation. Associations define trajectory. Proximity influences probability. Those who surround themselves with clarity move faster than those entangled in chaos. Remove friction wherever possible. Friction wastes energy. Efficiency compounds progress. Emotion remains the greatest liability when unmanaged. It clouds judgment and accelerates miscalculation. This does not require emotional absence. It requires emotional command. Feel internally. Act externally with precision. Reaction hands control to others. Response reclaims it. The difference determines outcome. Negotiation is not argument. It is leverage alignment. Speak less than the other party. Allow them to justify, explain, reveal. Silence pressures concessions. Time favors patience. Those who rush settle. Those who wait dictate terms. The appearance of indifference often secures advantage because desperation repels opportunity. Reputation must be cultivated continuously, not through defense but through visible consistency. Do not chase correction of every misrepresentation. Overcorrection signals insecurity. Let actions overwrite rumor. Time erases noise when performance remains steady. Those who understand this avoid public conflict and private panic. Stability outlasts spectacle. When advancement stalls, examine structure, not effort. Effort without direction exhausts. Direction without structure collapses. Systems scale where willpower fails. Design routines that produce outcomes regardless of mood. Discipline is freedom disguised as constraint. It eliminates reliance on motivation and replaces it with inevitability. Power also requires adaptability. Rigidity breaks under pressure. Flexibility redirects pressure into momentum. When circumstances shift, update strategy without attachment. Identity tied to methods limits survival. Identity tied to outcome preserves relevance. Those who adapt fastest remain standing longest. Trust must be layered. Not all access is equal. Information, proximity, and influence should be distributed based on reliability proven over time. Premature trust invites betrayal. Excessive suspicion isolates. Balance is achieved through observation. Patterns reveal loyalty more accurately than promises. Consistency predicts behavior better than intention. Those who master influence understand human incentive. People move toward benefit and away from loss. Structure environments where alignment benefits all participants. When personal success is tied to collective outcome, resistance fades. Incentives replace enforcement. This is governance at its most efficient. Never confuse visibility with impact. Loud presence attracts attention but also opposition. Quiet impact accumulates unnoticed until it is irreversible. Choose depth over display, substance over signal. When results arrive, recognition follows automatically. There will be moments when retreat is necessary. Retreat is not defeat, it is repositioning. Strategic withdrawal preserves resources and obscures intent. Those who panic retreat permanently. Those who plan return stronger. Distance allows reassessment and renews leverage. The long game requires patience few possess. Most seek immediate validation. This impatience exposes them. They reveal plans prematurely. They overextend. They celebrate too early. Those who delay gratification inherit the field after others burn out. Control over self precedes control over environment. Master habits. Regulate impulses, guard focus. Attention is finite and precious. Spend it deliberately. Distraction dilutes power. Concentration multiplies it. Protect attention as fiercely as territory. Every action sends signal. Be intentional. Sloppiness communicates weakness. Precision communicates authority. Even small details matter. Presentation influences perception. Perception shapes interaction. Interaction determines outcome. This chain never breaks. The individual who internalizes these principles moves differently. They do not announce. They observe. They do not rush. They prepare. They do not react. They respond. Over time, this pattern creates inevitability. Opposition fades. Opportunity aligns. Power is not dominance over others, it is command over circumstance. Those who achieve it rarely speak of it. Their presence suffices, their absence is felt, their return reshapes dynamics. Continue forward without explanation. Let results speak, let silence protect, let structure sustain. The world adjusts to those who do not seek permission. Inevitability is the final form of power. When outcomes arrive without announcement, resistance feels pointless. People accept what appears unstoppable. This is not intimidation, but gravity. Gravity does not argue, it pulls. Those who understand this stop performing strength and start constructing it quietly, layer by layer, choice by choice. Legacy is not built through noise. Noise fades, structure remains. What survives is what continues working when you are absent. Systems you designed, standards you enforced, expectations you normalized. The measure of influence is not applause, but continuity. When progress continues without supervision, power has matured. There will be pressure to explain yourself, to justify decisions, to soften edges for comfort. Resist it. Explanation invites debate. Debate invites erosion. Authority diluted becomes negotiable. Say less. Decide more. Allow outcomes to validate direction. Those who need constant explanation rarely lead long. Remember that perception precedes permission. People grant authority before titles do. They follow confidence before credentials. Carry yourself accordingly. Calm certainty persuades faster than arguments. Consistency persuades longer than charisma. Be predictable in values, unpredictable in methods. You will face moments of isolation. Power separates before it consolidates. Many cannot follow the pace or tolerate the discipline required. Let distance form naturally. Do not chase company that slows trajectory. Solitude sharpens clarity. Clarity accelerates execution. When opposition emerges, measure it carefully. Not all resistance deserves response. Some exists to test boundaries, others exist to drain energy. Ignore what starves without attention. Confront what grows in silence. Precision matters. Overreaction strengthens enemies. Underreaction emboldens them. Balance is maintained through observation. Never mistake patience for passivity. Waiting is active when aligned with strategy. While others rush, you prepare. While they reveal, you conceal. When timing aligns, movement feels effortless. Preparation turns moments into milestones. Power also demands responsibility. Influence amplifies consequence. Decisions ripple further. Act with foresight. Short-term gain that damages long-term position is lost disguised as victory. Think in decades, not days. Endurance outperforms intensity. Guard against arrogance. Success attracts complacency. Complacency invites decay. Review assumptions regularly. Challenge your own patterns. Adapt before necessity forces it. Those who evolve by choice remain ahead of those who evolve by crisis. Teach selectively. Not everyone deserves access to understanding. Knowledge shared indiscriminately loses value. Invest insight where alignment exists. Mentorship multiplies reach when chosen wisely. Otherwise, it dilutes authority. As you rise, simplify. Complexity confuses. Clear principles guide faster decisions. Reduce reliance on emotion, impulse, and validation. Replace them with criteria, structure, and intent. Freedom emerges from clarity. The world will attempt to label you. Accept no label fully. Labels limit. Remain fluid. Identity anchored to capability outlasts identity anchored to role. When roles change, capability transfers. This is resilience. Eventually, you will notice a shift. Conversations change tone. Resistance softens. Doors open without request. This is not luck. It is accumulated signal. Your behavior taught others how to treat you. You trained the environment through consistency. At this stage, protect equilibrium. Balance ambition with sustainability. Burnout erases advantage. Rest is strategic. Recovery preserves sharpness. Longevity requires rhythm. When mistakes occur, correct quietly. Public correction invites spectacle. Private adjustment restores control. Learn without apology. Adapt without announcement. Momentum continues uninterrupted. Understand that fear and respect are tools, not goals. Use them sparingly. Overuse dulls impact. The strongest presence often requires no display. It is felt, not forced. In the end, power is not about domination but authorship. You author outcomes. You author direction. You author legacy. Others participate within parameters you set, often without realizing it. If you have reached this point, the work continues without instruction. Principles internalized become instinct. Instinct guides action faster than thought. This is mastery. Do not announce arrival. Arrival invites challenge. Continue building. Continue refining. Continue observing. The quiet path outlasts the loud one. Those who understand this are rarely celebrated early. They are remembered later. Their influence persists because it was never dependent on attention. Move forward with intent. Let discipline anchor you. Let silence shield you. Let results speak. The game does not end. It evolves. And so do you. Carry these principles forward without seeking validation. Validation weakens resolve. Resolve strengthens presence. When uncertainty arises, return to fundamentals. Observe patterns. Adjust quietly, act deliberately, let time compound effort. There will be moments when you are misunderstood. Accept this. Clarity for everyone is impossible. Focus on alignment with purpose, not universal approval. Approval fluctuates. Purpose stabilizes. Power requires continuous learning. The environment shifts. Tools change. People adapt. Stay ahead by studying behavior, incentives, and systems. Curiosity preserves relevance. Complacency erodes it. Choose restraint over reaction. Choose structure over impulse. Choose direction over distraction. Each choice reinforces the next. Momentum becomes self-sustaining. Remember that influence is temporary unless renewed. Do not assume permanence. Reinforce foundations regularly. Relationships require maintenance. Systems require review. Standards require enforcement. When success arrives, resist indulgence. Indulgence dulls edge. Celebrate briefly, then refocus. The next phase demands the same discipline that built the last. Finally, understand that power is internal before external. Without internal order, external authority collapses. Align thoughts, habits, and actions. Coherence creates strength. You are not here to be admired. You are here to endure, to build, to direct. Let others seek spotlight. You remain focused on structure. The path is narrow. The rewards are lasting. Continue. Move with patience as weapon and humility as armor. Learn when to advance and when to wait. Measure twice before acting once. Protect momentum from distraction. Honor commitments to self above all. When doubt appears, remember discipline carried you here. Continue refining craft. Continue observing human nature. Continue strengthening position. Let consistency defeat chaos. Let preparation defeat luck. Let silence defeat noise. Walk forward without announcement. Endurance wins. Time will test resolve. Pressure will refine character. Stay centered. Stay deliberate. Stay alert. The future belongs to those who remain composed while others collapse. Hold course. Finish strong. Nothing accidental lasts. Only built outcomes endure. Continue choosing discipline over impulse until results become unavoidable. This is the final directive. Proceed.